Milt of MF Metal Arts here with a short video showing how I use powdered solder to solder my filigree. Now most of you who follow me know that my solder of preference for filigree is paste solder, but powdered solder is historically the traditional solder for making filigree, so I thought I'd show you this quick demo of how I like to use powdered solder.
Now, something like this flower is an ideal, absolutely ideal piece of filigree to solder with powder. I've seen the application of flux done many different ways. So my preferred method is to use self-pickling flux, and I just put a little bit of it in this container. And I've got my self-pickling flux brush. It's hardened a little bit. Let me soften it up. All right. And then literally just gently paint the flux onto the entire piece. And again, this is just plain ordinary self-pickling flux. It also goes under the name of Battern's flux. There we go. And I just got the copper plate here to keep my bench block clean. That's the only reason I use that copper plate. Okay, set that down over here, and then I've got this little Sucrets box, and this is my powdered solder kit here. So a little Sucrets box and a couple of bits of brass. You can use anything you want, brass, copper, whatever. And I set this up here. Okay. Now, to apply the powder, I am going to use this guy. And this is basically, I actually saw someone make this on the internet. And I thought it was a really good idea. But this is basically just, a little bit of a tube with a screen, and I got this screen, I think I cut it out of a strainer or something. So I cut a round piece out of a strainer and put it in there. I'll just show you. We scoop out some solder. So now I have my sifter full of solder. And then just, as if we're putting icing sugar on a cake, sprinkle the powder. And you can see that is well covered with powder already. And then I'm going to dump this into here. All right, so we've got our piece ready to solder here at the soldering station. And I'm going to turn on my ventilation. I never solder without ventilation. And I'm going to use, as you've seen before, my favorite torch. It's my Orca torch. Anyways, I'm going to light my torch and we're going to solder away here. Okay, Google, turn off studio lights. And if you've watched my other segments, you know that I like to solder in dim lighting so that I can actually see the color of the metal. I find that if I'm not watching the color of the metal, and if I can't see it really well, I will sometimes melt my filigree pieces. So soldering in the dimly lit room really makes a difference. And you can see already that solder's all melted. And I'm just going to hold it there for a little bit longer to make sure it's all flowed nicely. And we're done. So I'm going to take this and let it cool down on my metal block, and then I'll pickle it. Here we have the soldered piece, and it's been pickled and brass brushed, so it looks all nice and shiny, and we can examine it fairly carefully. And it looks to me that the soldering's been done quite well.
I hope you enjoyed that short demo, and if you did, please sign up for my YouTube channel. Thanks.